Free is done, the numbers don't lie. Some teams took off, some barely got by. Clinton knocked off Jay, that's a big time win. While Jay's sitting there wondering where his team's been. Josh rolled past Ian, didn't break a sweat. Ian's lineup's looking like a sure regret. Sean stumped on Will, left him 6 feet deep with a 73 margin. That's a scar that'll keep. Winners and losers, stories unfold. Some teams are hot, some are already cold. If you're struggling now, don't sit and wait. Shake it up quick, make a trade, clean the slate. John lit it up, scored 154. Des couldn't keep up, left crying on the floor. Adam kept his streak, sent Jeremy to bed. Sean's Wendell's little brother hanging by a thread. And Ben took Jake down hard. Little bro rivalry playing backyard yard. Jake's still learning, but he's feeling the sting. When your big bro beats you, that's a painful thing. Winners and losers, stories unfold. Some teams are hot, some are already cold. If you're struggling now, don't sit and wait. Shake it up quick, make a trade, clean the slate. Let's talk about Will, man, 60 points flat. That ain't fantasy football, that's fantasy sad. The biggest loser title, it belongs to you. Better fire your squad, start something brand new. Jeremy, oh Jeremy, can't find a win. Your brother's undefeated, rubbing it in. Sean's talking big with that perfect score. But let's be honest, we all hope he hits the floor. Winners and losers, stories unfold. Some teams are hot, some are already cold. If you're struggling now, don't sit and wait. Shake it up quick, make a trade, clean the slate. Two teams stand tall, undefeated pride. Adam and Sean on a victory ride. Two teams fall, still searching for a spark. Will and Jeremy lost in the dark. But this is fantasy, it turns on a dime. One trade away from your glory time. Drop the dead weight, find a star to play. Turn your season around in a single day. Winners and losers, week 3's through. Now we're all looking at week 4's view. Good luck to y'all, may the touchdowns pour well. Everyone but Sean, we hope you lose in week 4. Yeah, week 3's wrapped, the recap's done. Some teams have cried, some teams had fun. Raise up our glasses to week 4's my fantasy football, baby. All day, all night.
And another fantastic intro song that leads us into our new week, week 4, and our next video going over our week 4 projections. But of course, before we get into week 4, let's wrap up and talk a little bit about week 3. Biggest part, right, of course, is my predictions. I had a way better week. Finally, the team that I actually had faith in and thought that would win, holy cow, actually won. Let's take a look at it. So, Jeremy versus Adam. I picked Jeremy to win that one, and that one, right, was wrong. But that was the only one I got wrong. Jeremy, I had faith in you, man. I thought you were going to get your first win. Your rookies would perform, and you only scored 111 points. That's just not going to cut it. I mean, you would have destroyed Will, but anybody else, you, maybe Jake, yeah. All right, and then Des, you would have beat a few teams, but you didn't have enough to beat Adam. But the rest of my predictions, I got right. I picked Sean, John, Clint, Josh, and myself all to win. And just like we were supposed to, we won. So fantastic. So again, 5-1. Got them all correct, except for Jeremy. The man's letting me down. Rankings. Let's see. We've kind of talked about over the last, few days, or, once Monday was finalized and the week was official, we kind of talked about, we still have 2 undefeated teams. Congrats here to Sean being number 1 now, and then Adam. Both of those are 3-0 to lead the season. Dropping down, 2 winless teams still. Jeremy, Will, the song made a little bit, some fun of you. And we got something special for you at the end of the video as well. So hang tight. It's your time to shine here, being 0-3. And then everybody else, of course, somewhere in the middle. But if we call out, our playoffs or top 6 teams, we'll look at the top 6. So we know our top 2, both undefeated. And then the next 4 teams are 2-1, sitting really in a good spot. John, Jay, myself, Clint, all at 2-1, above that 500 mark, which we all know, right? what we need to be for the most part to make the playoffs, and kind of using that as well, for week 4, really. So, all right, speaking of week 4, let's move to it. Before we get into the predictions, let's talk a little bit about storylines. And, we just talked about our 2 winless teams, right? So let's see who they play. Will. Will needs a win, a big win. Who does he play? He plays Clint, one of the strongest teams in the league. And if you already look at the matchup on there, it's going to be tough for Will. But Will needs a win. Starting the season 0-4, it's a lot to overcome. And then Jeremy. Jeremy's in the same boat, right? Jeremy's sitting at 0-3, and he's playing Jay, another powerhouse team in the league, and already projected, only 6 points under him. As of right now, but Jeremy's got a steep road to climb as well. So both him and Will looking for their first win this week. The matchup of the week, I mean, do you really have to ask? We've got our number 1 team in Sean, 3-0, playing our number 5 team this week, and that would be me. Yeah, it's a big week. A loss for me, of course. 2-2, still sitting okay. But honestly, 3-1 sounds so much better, and that would be tied with Sean's record when Sean loses. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and give away who I'm going to predict in that matchup like you don't know. But yeah, so that's the matchup definitely of the week. So, and then of course, it's, week 4. So you want to be sitting in a good spot. 4-0, fantastic. 3-1, awesome. Heck, even 2-2 after the first 4 weeks are stellar. But of course, then if you're 1-3, you're 0-4. That's just brutal to start the season after 4 weeks. All right, well, let's jump into predictions, shall we? So let's, as we kind of see them on the screen here, we'll start with Adam versus Dez. So 3-0 versus 1-2. It says it's going to be close. I've got in my notes here that this matchup will be extremely close, but I'm giving the edge to Dez. I think Dez wins, goes 2-2. We're not going to get into the specifics of the teams, but I was just quickly looking at some of his matchups and felt pretty good about it and thought, although this is going to be a close matchup, I'm going to give the edge to Dez. Next, we got Jay versus Jeremy. We talked about this, right? Jeremy really needs this win. He has to. Starting 0-4 would just be brutal on the year, right? And I think this is this week. I think I said this last week, right? Exactly. I believed in you last week, Jeremy, and then I swore that I think after I looked at that, you were the only one that I got wrong. I said I wasn't going to do it again, but here we are once again. I'm on your side. I'm pulling for you, man, to get your first win of the year, to be there 1-3. So I'm picking Jeremy and another close matchup against Jay. Next, then, we've got Ian versus Jake. 2 teams that are 1-2. Not that all exciting. They're both projected to not score many points, as you can see here on the screen. Ian's team, we've made fun of him already in some of our intro songs that he's on. His team's a roller coaster. 1 week up, 1 week down. Well, this week, I think this is his up week. So I think Ian's going to get the win against Jake this week and move to 2-2. And then what do we got? We've got Josh versus John. So 1-2 versus 2-1. We all know, right? Josh, he can definitely put up some points. And I think he will do that once again this week. His team will perform. He will definitely put up a lot of points. John can do the same thing too, but I think this week the edge is going to Josh to get the win and move his team to 2-2. And then Clint versus Will. It's already a 25-point lead, even though no one's played as of yet, just based on the projections. Will, I mean, you need to win. Just like we talked about Jeremy, and I picked Jeremy to win, but I just can't do it here. It seems like, Will, every week you are projected less and less. I think Clint not only wins this week, but he destroys poor Will and has the easy win. Will moves to 0-4. And then, matchup of the week that we talked about, right? And we're recording this video on Thursday. I'm trying to get ahead of that Thursday night game because, I mean, it could be a big game. Sean has 2 players playing tonight that, of course, they both go off, and they're 2 decent players for him. That could be the difference of the week. But I'm hoping that they will, yeah, they'll score per projections because that's what Sean's team does, that they don't go too crazy. But coming out of Thursday, I'm in a decent shape. Going into Sunday, I like my matchups. Again, we're not going to look at line by line that's on there, but I just know that, some of my top performers are playing weaker matchups. I feel pretty good about that. So what does that mean? That means Sean's going down. I say I get the win. I move to 3-1. Beat Sean. He moves down to 3-1. Still may end up will be ahead of me in points. May still end up number 1 or number 2 in the league based on how it all wraps up. But I'm predicting myself, call it an upset if you want to, that I'm going to take down Sean this week. So there you have it. The week 4 predictions. So, all right. And now, like we talked about before, we've got something special to end this video with. So a special dedicated song to our 2 winless teams, Will and Jeremy.
3 weeks gone, and the standings don't lie. Will and Jeremy are stuck way down low in the sky. At 0-3, and the points just ain't there, while the rest of the league pulls up a chair. Jeremy's struggling, his lineup's a mess. Big brother Sean's number 1, bringing all the success. Undefeated and smiling, sitting proud at the top, while Jeremy's praying his losing streak stops. Oh, the windless road is long and cold. No touchdowns found, no stories of gold. Sean's holding the crown, Jeremy's falling behind. It's a tough little tale of the fantasy grind. Now Will works late, can't set his team right. Checks the scores Monday morning, shakes his head at the sight. He don't drink enough beers, don't make the big deal, and his trade refusals just seal the ordeal. Oh, the windless road is long and cold. No touchdowns found, no stories of gold. Sean's holding the crown, Jeremy's falling behind. It's a tough little tale of the fantasy grind. Now Will works late, can't set his team right. Checks the scores Monday morning, shakes his head at the sight. He don't drink enough beers, don't make the big deal, and his trade refusals just seal the ordeal. Oh, endless road is long and cold. No touchdowns found, no stories of gold. Sean's dancing high while his brother can't score, and Will's too busy working to fight for more. 60 points, 70 points, that's all they can show. Week after week, it's a pitiful blow, but the league keeps on laughing, that's part of the game. Losing this bad brings a whole lot of shame. So here's to the strugglers, Will and Jeremy. Week 4, be kinder, may it answer your prayer. But if not, we'll just sing the same old tune. The windless road won't be ending soon.